DJ LeRoy.
NightWatchman, how you doing, buddy?
I'm well. How are you?
Man, NightWatchman, it's the dog days of summer. But one thing that keeps, I think, New York City popping and interesting is Restaurant Week. What do you think?
Absolutely.
What about, Uptown? I think we got a couple of offerings Uptown as well. What do you think, man?
The offerings are good in Uptown. That's why we like it. We like going somewhere and being able to walk home.
See, love that.
I walk. I'm not sure about.
Wow, you're gonna call me out this early? Really? Wow. Okay. Anyway, NightWatchman, we do have a returning guest. That could only be Tiffany Townsend of NYC Tourism and Conventions. Bring her out here, NightWatchman. Come on. Yes.
Welcome back, Tiffany.
Good to see you guys.
Restaurant Week. We're ready.
Here. It's back. We love it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So now, at one point in its history, we know Harlem didn't have many offerings. We had Sylvia's, of course.
Of course.
But beyond that, what was there? So we have some definitely some great options, huh? I gotta say, Tiffany, that like one of the pioneers I know, because she's created a nice little empire there, could only be Susanna Koteen. Yes, let's bring her up. Susanna,
welcome back.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm okay. Early, but we're here.
Are you ready for Restaurant Week?
It's already going on. Restaurant Week is restaurant 5 weeks nowadays.
Yeah.
So we're in it.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Once Harlem Week went to a month, everybody said, "Hey, we can do that."
Yeah, right.
Exactly. And you know what, NightWatchman. So one of the dudes, I kind of joke with him because remember, we're talking about a biker. We're talking about, let's say, the Mayans. We're talking about Sons of Anarchy. That can only be my man, Dinosaur Barbecue's own John Stage. Bring him out here, man.
Yeah. All right, Curtis. How you doing?
John?
Yeah. Man, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How about you guys?
Oh, I love it. And one thing I got to say, I'm giving you props for, like I say, consistency.
Well, I appreciate that. That's the name of the game.
Absolutely. So, NightWatchman, you know what? I'm also thinking, what else we got here in terms of offerings, man?
Well, before we do that, I wanted to ask John, are you from Rochester?
No, I'm not.
Because I know dinosaurs.
We got a restaurant.
No, that's Syracuse, man. How you messing that up?
Syracuse is the original, but we do have one in Rochester.
Okay.
Okay. I'm slinking backwards. Okay. So now watch. Why did you think Rochester? Were you thinking about your old Kodak camera or what?
No, because I knew somebody from Rochester who told me about the dinosaur there, but I didn't realize that the original was from Syracuse.
Oh, yes.
But upstate New York is representing for barbecue. So.
Yes. 35 years now. 35 years.
Okay. So you're going to be telling that story. And NightWatchman, of course, creating all the buzz early on when they first opened. You got a chef there from, of course, Ethiopia, but raised in Sweden. Who does that, man? So it could only be Red Rooster, and representing it is my man German, who has German. You got the most generous pours in the atmosphere. Love you, buddy.
Thank you. Love you too, Curtis.
Thank you. And NightWatchman, last but certainly not least, can you bring Mona of Safari? Yes, Mona.
All right.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yes, my name is Mona, owner of Safari Restaurant, the only Somali restaurant in New York City.
All right.
Okay. NightWatchman, you ready to get it popping?
Absolutely.
Okay. So Tiffany, we're gonna start with you. Restaurant Week. Yes. Let's go. Let's tell us the impetus, the idea behind Restaurant Week. You just want to focus and talk about those stories that make New York so unique. Tell us.
Well, so we do Restaurant Week 2 times a year. So we're now in Summer Restaurant Week, which is going to run through August 17th. This time around, we have over 600 restaurants across all 5 boroughs that are participating. Yes. So, we've been sort of in that 500-600 number range for a number of seasons now, which we think is great. That's good for everybody. It's obviously great benefit to the restaurants and so much, so many options for diners to choose from. I think we have about 70 different neighborhoods and about different types of cuisine. And so clearly only one Somali restaurant. So we love that they're in the program. But for those of you, your listeners who might not be familiar, our restaurant week for New York City is the first. It's the oldest restaurant week in the country. It's the largest restaurant week in the country. And it actually started in 1992. So we're now in our third decade. It began as a special offer, a special deal during the 1992 Democratic National Convention. And it was a way to get the delegates and everybody who was attending that convention to make sure that they were staying in the city and dining in the city and really bringing that economic impact to the city. And so, what was started for like one singular event has become sort of the template and the blueprint for restaurant weeks all over the country and quite frankly, probably all over the world. And so it's something that we're really proud of. It's always been something that the city's tourism convention has always operated. And so it's a program that we're very proud of. It originally started with summer. Now it's also extended into winter. And so we do that in January and February. That's also to give the restaurants an uptick because January, February, that first quarter of the year is typically a slower season for tourism overall. And so we're trying to bring that incremental business to restaurants across the city.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. And certainly, Susanna, with three of them, are all three participating? And if they are, obviously you see the economic benefit that Tiffany referenced, huh?
So this time we're doing Lido and Bixi are both participating.
Mm-hmm.
The Fox we love, and we'll probably add the Fox for the winter.
Mm-hmm.
But we definitely appreciate it, and it's a fun way for people to get out. Sometimes people might have an appetizer and a drink or an entree, but it's a great way for people to be able to try a little something, appetizer, entree, dessert. There's deals on drinks. So it's a fun way for our guests to be able to try something new. And inflation is real. So people know exactly what they're going to pay. And it's good for both sides.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. Yes. You know what? And I'm kind of thinking like with John, one thing I got to say now, remember, you're on 12th Avenue. Mm-hmm. and you've been there since before Columbia started their expansion in West Harlem, aka Manhattanville. So yes. What have you experienced since you've opened?
Oh man, well, we just celebrated 20 years.
Woo!
If you can believe that.
Beautiful.
Man, I've seen that location go from just kind of the Wild West when we first moved in, and then we went through a massive construction phase where sewers were torn up and roads were closed, and we got on the other side of that, and then Columbia started putting up the buildings. So now what it really did was change the lunch dynamic a lot. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's been quite a 20 years over there.
So would you say that with Columbia's expansion of that campus here, the Manhattanville campus, that you see a real uptick in terms of students and faculty?
A little bit of both. We get a lot of the faculty over there, definitely, and the older students we get. So it's it's not like a rush. It comes in different times and different points of the day, but it's better than just a big construction hole that we for almost 20
Gotcha. Oh man. So German. So I'm thinking about the time, Red Rooster opened up, all the buzz is beautiful. A celebrity chef. Also, I do remember there was a fundraiser for, I think it might have been for his re-election, Obama, man. And we're talking, $30,000 a plate. I couldn't afford it.
Obama dined there during his inauguration. It's a privilege to know that you work in a place that President Barack Obama did dine in.
Yes, indeed. Plus, it's not the same space that when I first walked in. You've done a lot of, let's say, changes and expansions. Do tell what's been going on there, man.
A lot of renovations. We added a main stage in our dining room, which allows and gives artists a platform, local artists in the neighborhood. We've also added 70 seats in our back dining area that can be used as for private events as well. But it's just to alleviate that wait time where guests before were waiting an hour, 30 minutes to get that experience with Chef Marcus. We can seat you right away. Even our outdoor patio has doubled in size.
Wow, beautiful. Well, you know what? And now I've now navigated over to 116th Street, but I understand, Mona, that you have moved. So you have to tell me about the Safari and tell me the new space that you now have. Oh, you're on mute. There you go.
Sorry, I'm using my phone. Safari now is on 113 Scenic, but we used to be 116 between 7th and 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Due to fire, we have to relocate. So that's why we took over this location. It was not easy. It was the hardest things to do, juggling. I have twins that at the moment we had the fire, they was only 3 months.
Wow.
So we just have to move and rebuild and just work harder. And we came back stronger.
And so patrons who were used to your location on 116th Street have been able to make that move to 113th Street seamlessly, huh?
Yes. I mean, thanks God, we got everything so fast. It's not easy, but God is with you. God is not closing all the doors. He closed one, He will open another one. And we have a beautiful space now. We can do so many things.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. Then Mona, forgive me. I will be there. I promise.
You will enjoy it.
Okay. Thank you. So Tiffany, you've been consistently saying 600 is like the magic number. You've been doing that for a while. Would you happen to know any numbers in terms of what the I would say revenue generation might be during that particular period of Restaurant Week?
No, it's hard to say because it is self-reported from the restaurant. So that's a number that we don't have that's necessarily aggregated. But I think that, the main thing to focus on is really the fact that this is a program that is over 3 decades old and has continued to grow in size. And we managed to keep the program running even during the pandemic, obviously having to rethink what that experience would be like and how you kind of keep the Restaurant Week brand going. But I think that the fact that it has been running this long and has continued to grow and expand or hold steady in recent years really shows that it's viable and it benefits the restaurants economically, which is the most important thing.
Absolutely. So one thing I have to then navigate to you, Susanna, is the fact that before you, there had not been even a merchants association, a discussion thereof. But also, when we experienced COVID, we're talking about lockdown. How are you going to bring back, the patrons, one, and also really save a number of those establishments who are suffering? They can't bring people inside. Open streets.
Open streets. Obviously, was the city's reaction to COVID, and Frederick Douglass Boulevard Alliance is still participating, and it's. As we were sort of touching on before, I mean, New York is a city where people need to be able to walk around, and it's wonderful to have a Saturday. Now we're doing it Saturdays every 2 weeks, where no cars, no traffic, and there's a lot of programming. Bixi does its block party every year, so we're doing that this year on August 23rd.
Nice.
There's live performances. Music, there's a circus for kids, there's all kinds of stuff. So the whole schedule is on the Frederick Douglass Boulevard Alliance website. But yeah, is that what you were asking about, open streets?
Yes, exactly.
I mean, COVID was real. It was we're still being affected, let's be honest.
Wow.
So anything that people can, anything the city can do, anything the restaurants can do, it's important.
Okay, thank you for that. NightWatchman, I got a call on you, right, buddy? Yeah, because that's right. You said you walked. That's what you told me. Okay, so in your walking, because you remember you're not down there with the FDBA, you're a little bit further up. So where do you walk to?
Well, I definitely walked to the FDBA. I've been to all the restaurants there. It's certainly all the restaurants. I have not been to Safari yet, and so that is on my list of places I need to go next. And I will walk there. I've certainly been to Dinosaur a few times. I like walking down there. And Dinosaur is also going to benefit from the new water tour operation that's going to be right across the street from them.
Ooh, that's right. Hey, John, do tell us that you know about the Harlem Rocket, correct?
Harlem Rocket? No, enlighten me.
Oh,
Okay.
Night Watchman, would you like to enlighten?
Are you talking about the water?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Exactly. So they are now, if I'm not mistaken, Night Watchman operational, correct?
I think they're close. I'm not sure that they've actually officially launched, but I know that they've done some soft testing, and they have the boat on the water. So that's always the most important thing. But it's a 100-seat boat, and they're going to take tours up the Hudson, and one tour at sunset that goes down to Statue of Liberty and comes back.
Oh, very, very nice. Well, I'm.
I believe it's August 1st or August that it'll be starting. They'll be starting some operation. So, and today's August 1st. So and if I may, just for a bit, I just think it's like a wonderful addition. We have, as folks know, we have lots of different sort of boat tours and water excursions, and I think having another one added to the mix, also bringing something that's uptown, is also just really good for the city. So. We're excited that they're starting operation.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. So now, it may not necessarily affect you guys, and I'm talking about you, German, there in Central Harlem. But your thoughts in terms of anything that drives traffic towards, let's say, Central Harlem, Lenox, Adam Clayton Powell, and Frederick Douglass. Tell us.
Yeah. So I actually. The owner of the boat tour company came in before launching, and we actually had a chance to speak. And just the excitement I could hear in his voice, and the ideas I gave as well. But just having those potential guests coming in from the waterfront, walking down, being able to see and experience Harlem, walking past all those beautiful restaurants, walking past the Apollo, seeing the culture, seeing the history, and then potentially stopping into Red Rooster. I mean, I co-sign that for sure. I love that. I love that. Yeah, anything to bring more people into Harlem, bring tourism, bring people to our beautiful culture that we have here in Harlem.
Yeah, I noticed also, German, that there is a residency that you guys actually have there in terms of the Mama Foundation. Is that correct?
Yeah, the Mama Foundation, who's in support of the Mama I Want to Sing, the longest running African American Broadway show in history. Her students come in and sing every Friday and during the gospel brunch on Sunday. It's a beautiful experience. People are leaving in tears. On Friday nights, people are dancing throughout the restaurant, eating cornbread, shaking chicken around, doing the electric slide. It's a beautiful sight to see.
Oh, nice. Well, Night Watchman, why are you there now?
Why am I there?
I just pulled you up just like that, man.
Okay.
But so Mona, the significance there of Safari, because as you say, in the 5 boroughs, you guys are the only Somalian restaurant. Do tell.
It's actually only Somali. Actually, we're the first and the only Somali restaurant. Now, do tell me and whatnot. Are people, when they first visit you, are they aware of the cuisine, or do you give them an education when they visit? It's a little bit of both. Some people know about the country. They don't have nothing about Somali food. They don't know, and they're curious about it. Some of them tried with their friend like 20 years ago somewhere in Europe. So it's a little bit both. And New Yorker coming in saying that, hey, why you guys took so long to come here?
Gotcha.
We just have to let them know what they can eat, what they can try, but it's for everybody. And we got everybody comes here, different type of people, different backgrounds.
Beautiful, beautiful. And that's so important because remember, Tiffany, we have to say, we know that I would say, well, I understand, and this was some information that was provided by Donna Cairns, right? Who said that the number 3 destination for all international tourism is Northern Manhattan, Uptown, Harlem, right? Is that still the case? And since COVID, do we see some of the economic dynamism come back?
Well, I would say Brooklyn would probably like a word in answer to that question about the number 3 destination. And I do think it sort of ebbs and flows. I think one of the number one questions we always get is like, what's the hot new place to go? And I'm like, lots of places, they've always been, places have always been hot. It's just, I think there are sort of trends and there are changes in behavior, but Harlem's always been at the top of the list. I think because Harlem has always had such a strong culture, right? And an understanding of what is Harlem. It's a destination in and of itself that people know and understand well outside New York, and I think across the world. And so Harlem has its own draw for tourists, whether they know a little bit about it or it's their 10th time to New York City and they're coming to do the things that they want to do. So, I think for us, it's making sure that we are plugged in to what is happening in the community that is, that's tourism facing. And then we can share that with as many travelers as possible. And that's how we drive the demand that brings the economic benefit for the community.
Beautiful, beautiful. And Tiffany, on that note, certainly we do know before the, let's say, explosion in terms of variety of restaurants in Northern Manhattan, there was one brand we know, that's Sylvia's. Everyone knew Sylvia's if you come to Harlem or whatnot. Would you say that now that you've seen there are other brands that you say, oh, yeah, they're great. They're in Harlem. They're great. Give me another example.
Well, we've got Sylvia's, iconic. Melba's, iconic. Melba just opened up in Grand Central. And so we love to see that expansion for her. Red Rooster, you guys are on the map. And I think also just Chef Samuelson sort of his whole portfolio of restaurants. We have Metropolis that's also in the Restaurant Week program. And so that's brought his flavor downtown to Lower Manhattan. And then certainly Dinosaur. We were talking about before the show started how it's got its roots in Syracuse and just northern New York. But a lot of people know Dinosaur Barbecue from being here in Harlem for so many years. I think it's probably a few decades at this point. So yeah, they're certainly and that's just a handful of brands, but I do think that there are a lot of brands, there are a lot of restaurants that people know well outside of the 5 boroughs.
Beautiful, beautiful. And Susanna, I heard earlier about John Stage. I said that the consistency of his product and food great. Same thing can be said of Lido, no doubt. But in terms of, let's say, environments, sometimes I'm a New York Knicks and Net fan, right? So if I want to actually get my daggone watch on, where am I going? I'm going to The Fox.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely. And I didn't even know that, Mark is a big European soccer fan, huh?
Yeah, but going back to the Knicks, I mean, that was bananas. It was awesome. But we try really hard at the Fox, especially Mark will always tell you we're a global sports bar because our neighborhood's diverse. We live in New York City. We have every type of person. So, I mean, of course, soccer, but I mean, cricket, basketball, everything.
Yes.
We try to, he always says Mongolian archery, whatever. But that's the idea that you come there and no matter where you're from, if you want to see your team, we'll have it on.
Absolutely. Oh, I love that. Love that.
Curtis, who's your favorite Mongolian archer star?
I mean, Mark better have.
You do know all the archers, right?
NightWatchman, I didn't know you were coming, like I said, with smoke again. Once again.
But friendly banter, part of our brand.
That is absolutely true. And John, certainly you heard, of course, German talking about the Mama Foundation, but I'm going into you and saw some serious blues musicians doing their thing, man. What is that happening there at Dinosaur, man?
Since the pandemic, we have not got back into live music, but we're starting to again. So we're just starting to kick that back off. So stay tuned. Yeah, because it was a lot of fun there for a while. And
well, and I guess the other thing, before the pandemic, there was a space that you guys had above the main restaurant, dining hall. I believe what Columbia's taking that back.
Oh, they took it, man. There was no argument there. They're my landlord. So.
Oh yes. We have to, with deference to the landlord. I got you, buddy.
Well, they made me an offer I couldn't refuse.
Very good. So now, German, I think that you have maximized your space there. You know, there's no other place there that you can renovate, or is there? Tell me.
I mean, we do still have Ginny's Supper Club,
okay,
which should be going under renovations anytime end of 2025 to 2026. But the renovations upstairs that allow us to do 7 days of live music is just
wow.
It's beyond Harlem even. It's so exciting to have just different artists every day on the stage utilizing that platform and giving guests really that Harlem feel.
Absolutely. I guess one of the other things I was just like now thinking in my head with you, Susanna, you heard John in terms of landlord. How's your landlord? Because remember, you have not one but two spaces, I believe, with the same landlord. Is that correct?
We do. You know, landlords are always it's a tricky relationship, but I will say during COVID they were very good to us. I mean, we really couldn't stay open. You know, our food is a little more delicate. It doesn't necessarily, we definitely do takeout, but it's never been a huge part of our offerings. So they worked with us. They were patient. So, I got to give them a shout out for that.
Okay.
They were good to us.
Okay. And I do know, because you and I had an offline conversation in terms of, let's say, working with landlords, trying to make everyone happy. In terms of let's say Bixi, which is different. It's a cocktail lounge, and there's going to be music and young folk and whatnot. But things can be navigated and managed with those particular expectations. Correct?
Sure. I mean, it's one of the challenges of New York City, right? We're all in very close quarters, so we've had challenges, but we're getting through them. And I will just mention, as far as live music, we also do live music every Thursday. So yeah, just keep that in mind too.
Okay, duly noted. So you know what? Also, were you about to say something, NightWatchman? I thought I heard you coming in there. No, you good. Okay. So Mona, I have to coming to you. I want to know some of the things, because you've heard that you've had to try different or new things to bring traffic or drive traffic to your restaurant. Are you doing any innovative things to drive people to your new location on 113th Street?
Like you. So now we're part of Restaurant Week. That's big help. That we see a lot of traffic from there. We see. Yes, mommy. Sorry, my kids just walked in. Being mom, being business owner, that's our life, So we see a lot of traffic from Restaurant Week. Even I used to be waitress a couple of years ago when I was in college. Last week, two ladies I used to serve it just walked in. Then I was like, wait. I know who you are. They was like, yeah. You're the girl. They was like, you're the girl who used to work Brooklyn Moon, but you never drink, but you used to be bartender. I was like, yes. So I was like, how did you guys find us? They was like, through our Restaurant Week, but they didn't know it was us. They just came for the Somali food.
Wow.
Yes.
Beautiful.
New York is a small town.
It's very small. New York is big, but somehow it's very small.
Exactly, like a local neighborhood. You got it.
Yes.
Well, Tiffany, talking about that note, would you say that all ethnic groups are represented through Restaurant Week that NYC does?
I think we're pretty close, given that we can say, at least in this go round, we have over 50 types of cuisine. I think
Mm.
that that's pretty comprehensive. And knowing that we can say we've got the first and only Somali restaurant in the world, that's pretty great. Like that's a win in my book. So
That-
I would say, you know, I'm I'm going to say we're probably pretty close. I mean, look, I know that there are hundreds of languages and dialects spoken in New York City, but I think in the sense of being like somewhat comprehensive of touching so many different types of groups, like I think we do a pretty decent job. That's definitely what we aim to do. The more choice that everybody has, the better. So it only makes the program better.
Beautiful. And Tiffany, I'll even say this. Back in the day, of course, we had NYC and Company. Now we are New York City Tourism and Conventions. Has your mission at all changed, or is it the same? Or tell me the tweaks or the differences.
Well, we did change our name and we did change our brand. Our logo looks different, or you'll see that our website looks different. But I would say that the thing that's actually changed is like we leaned more into tourism. We leaned even more into the mission to say that tourism is important, whether it's leisure tourism, you know, just coming on vacation, or business travel. That is extremely important to the city. That tourism is an economic driver for the city, and it's something that needs to be, you know, continually invested in, and that New York City doesn't sell itself. And that's what the role of our organization is to drive demand, make sure that people know about New York City the world over. We, you know, I'd like to say sometimes that we have almost 100% brand awareness, but you still need to invite people to come and help them to sort of navigate and plan that trip and have the best experience possible. So we've really leaned into that with the rebranding of the organization.
Beautiful. And I would say this is not political, but let's say with the new administration in Washington, has there been any pushback from, I know one of your traditional travelers is coming from right across the border, Canada. Have you seen any changes there?
Well, we have had to reforecast our estimate for 2025, and we had originally reforecasted in February, and we did that again in the beginning of May, and we did decrease our forecast a little bit. And certainly Canada, as you said, is a very important market for us. Historically, it's our number 2 market, with roughly about 1 million visitors a year that come from Canada, and we have seen that dip historically. The UK is actually our number 1 market. And so we have seen changes. I would say that we are cautiously optimistic, and that really the point of, you know, the work that we do and the importance of the work that we do is to continue to drive that demand. So I think that, you know, as I said, we're cautiously optimistic, but I think the year may look a little different in terms of where people are coming from than we had originally expected. We'll see about a decrease of about 2 million international travelers, you know, from overseas markets. But, you know, we will look for opportunities where we can make that up across other overseas markets and also across domestic travel.
Beautiful. Hearing that, German, certainly I walk into Red Rooster, and, you know, you got, it seems like a number of the planet, various diverse backgrounds are all hanging out there. So you get a lot of tourists, A. And then B, would you also say that with the new hotel on 125th Street, have you seen that uptick?
We've definitely seen an increase, and we're very in touch with the hotel as well. We keep open communication. I mean, you see sometimes when you come in there, people are coming in with their luggage, ready for chicken and cornbread right from the airport. And having that M60 bus right there that travels right down 125th, it's so convenient for our guests to really just navigate right to the restaurant.
Beautiful. Same with you, Susanna. Tell me about tourism.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we this Harlem, like we've been saying, is a big destination. We're definitely in touch with the hotel as well. I would say, you know, most of our clientele are probably, you know, we got a lot of neighborhood regulars.
Yes, true.
Like several times a week. But yeah, I mean, the hotel's definitely been good, and the more we can get uptown, the better. Nice.
Okay. Well, John, one thing, you know, so I'm hanging out late at night, right? But the one spot that's still open, oh my God, is Dinosaur. So I take a trip up there, and bam, I'm greeted. In terms of your population, especially 7 days a week, what are you noticing, man?
Well, from a tourist point of view, we've always been like that place where people want that piece of Americana. So, you know, we get a lot of different tourists, but I don't know. I think Tiffany said early on, it's always the tourists that had been to New York 3 or 4 times before and then discovers Harlem. So and then we get people that want to come there and then want to go into Central Harlem. So, yeah, especially Europeans. For some reason, we get a lot of Italians.
Interesting.
We get a lot of Japanese, but they can't believe the portion size.
Gotcha.
So about 3 or 4 crowd around a rack of ribs and go at it. But, yeah,
Gotcha.
you know, and plus Columbia drives a lot of international people too. So, yeah.
Gotcha. Oh man. Night Watchman. What has driven you to dinosaurs? It's just you just love some good barbecue, or what, man? I can't hear you. You're on mute. Are you on mute? I can't.
Isn't that kind of an obvious question? Of course.
Well, you know, Night Watchman, occasionally I have been known as Captain Obvious. Yes, I have been known as that. You know, but no.
What I want to hear from,
Go ahead.
From, you know, we have a group of seasoned restaurateurs here, and I'd like to hear from each of them what they feel has been the most important component of their longevity, because we know it's a tough business you guys are in, and we have a profound appreciation for it. And we've seen many restaurants that we like come and go. So what is it that has kept you guys, kept the doors open, kept people coming in, and kept you guys still interested in doing this?
Beautiful. Who would like to take that first?
Well,
Go.
I guess
I can definitely
Okay.
start
And I'll
first.
come to you next, John. Okay, go ahead, John.
yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, Red Rooster's been around 16 years now in Harlem. Consistency, it's changing the menu constantly. As far as my hands, working with the bar program, constantly finding the trends. What are the trends? What are people drinking? Are they drinking mezcal? Are they drinking vodka? It's whiskey season. How can I find what are the top drinks out there? What are the top brands? What actors or what influencers have new brands that are on their market that we can tap into?
Nice.
And then pairing that with the food, and allowing that food that Chef Marcus just creates and inspires to just blend well together, and giving people just new experiences. Again, adding in live music, giving happy hours for the community. So when they come in, you can come in, you can drink on a budget, and get a whole live music performance. Just going above and beyond, I feel, guest expectations.
Beautiful.
You know the feel when you come in there, Curtis.
Yes, you know what I'm going to order. Shh, don't say. Anyway, yes, John, tell us.
Well, my God, German summed it up pretty good. But I'm going to go back to consistency and value. You know, that's always been part of the brand, because things are getting tight out there a little bit, and you know, we're getting all our restaurateurs, we're getting the price pressures, and we can only raise prices so much more. And being with barbecue, people don't expect, you know, expensive. They always have this perception that barbecue is a cheap food, but it's really not anymore. So it's balancing expectations, value, and consistency. That to us is the name of the game.
Wow.
Because I don't know, man, just people's that dollar isn't going as far for us or them. So we try to hammer value and consistency with a great product, and that I don't know. German said it all, I think.
Beautiful.
John, would you say that you've seen customers have more of a awareness about barbecue now than maybe they've been? I mean, how long it takes for you to smoke it and the different types of meat and your processes, are you seeing a more educated barbecue consumer?
Oh, without a doubt. More. I mean, when I first started barbecue, 35 years ago, there was no internet, there was no cookbooks about it. It was kind of very regional and kind of shrouded in mystery a little bit. Now, there's no shortage of what the expectation is. So yeah, there's never been more awareness of barbecue than there is right now. When we first opened, people would think that our meat was raw because we had the pink ring around it, the smoke penetration. We don't get those complaints anymore. So that was a big evolution right there, because people thought the pinkness in the meat was well done. And it's all about the smoke penetration, but that we don't get that anymore. So there's like one thing of awareness that people have more than they ever had.
Well, John, I'm not going to start any arguments or debates, okay? But North Carolina, Texas, Kansas City. What do you like?
Oh man. Well, they all. When I'm in Texas, I'm loving the Texas barbecue. Seriously, if it's good, it's good. And we're basically we're all doing the same thing. We're slow cooking with wood for long periods of time, and then it becomes the regional aspects to it, like Texas's brisket.
Right.
Pulled pork, North Carolina. I always associate Kansas City with a thicker, sweeter sauce, and so I don't know, man. I like it all. Just it depends on where I'm at. But they're all good. They really are. I don't have a strong point of view either which way. Man.
Gotcha. Well, Susanna, in terms of pivoting and moving, because remember, there are three choices I got. I just want a little cocktail, but let's say I want some good food, some good choices. What are you doing to keep it relevant?
Well, Lido's been around for 14 years,
Nice.
and my husband and I live around here, and it's kind of like what we wanted in the neighborhood, and same. That's how Bixi and The Fox both came around too. Bixi kind of sexy, great cocktails, small plates. Fox, great wings.
Yes.
Good place to take your kids, have a beer, watch a game. It's just kind of what we thought we needed, but it isn't an easy industry, but it's one that I love. I mean, I've been waiting tables since I was 15 years old. So,
wow.
It's the kind of thing you learn something new every day. You deal with all different kinds of people. It's every day's an adventure.
I love it. And also, I would say, Susanna, you've also been key in, remember, the forming of the FDBA, Frederick Douglass Boulevard Alliance. And so do tell me, it's not like herding cats, or is it?
With the Frederick Douglass Boulevard Alliance?
Yes, because all membership. My issue may not necessarily be your issue. So how do you keep the peace, so to speak?
Well, listen, this is New York City. Everybody's busy. Everybody works a million hours a week. So everything's like herding cats in this city. But the point of FDBA is, I mean, I think what we've been talking about is Harlem is a really important neighborhood. And something great about Frederick Douglass Boulevard is there's all these small businesses, and they're all individually owned and owned by people that live in the community. And I think that's really special. I mean, you can't go to other cities and find that. We don't have chains. We don't have big conglomerates. And, you have, I think we mentioned, Melba's, Lido. I mean, you have all different kinds of cuisine and all different kinds of atmospheres, and all individually owned small businesses. And I think that's really special, on a big, wide boulevard street with wide sidewalks. It's great. So that's why Frederick Douglass Boulevard Alliance was created, to cross promote and deal with the quality of life in the neighborhood, be a community. So while it's herding cats, we all have like a common.
Got you.
I wanted to
go ahead.
Share, just because both John and Susanna touched on, I think, two really important points. And, to our earlier conversation about challenges to tourism, it's Susanna, you said, inflation is real. And that's actually our biggest challenge to to travel, whether it's attracting international or domestic travelers right now, is that costs are rising, and it's not just in New York. You see this across any destination, and I think that travelers, no matter where they're coming from, are feeling like their money is not going as far, and so they're just deciding, you know, am I going to do a big splurge dinner? Am I staying a day less, or how do I maximize that money? And so that's something that we're always mindful of. Which is also, you know, the point of doing programs like Restaurant Week. And I would say that one of the strengths is also that we haven't increased the cost of Restaurant Week, that the price points are still $30, $45, and $60, and that we appreciate the fact that the restaurateurs continue to help make this work at those price points, because we know that your costs are going up, and that's not necessarily easy. And so it is sort of that partnership of trying to figure out how do you keep costs down for everybody, both for you guys to be able to participate in the program, to serve the kind of food and deliver the kind of experience that you want, but also keep it at a price point that lets the diner feel like they've gotten a great value, they've had great experience, they've had great food. And so I think that is definitely something real that we're seeing right now. But that, to your earlier question about our mission and what we're doing, that's kind of how it all wraps together, is driving that demand no matter where it comes from, but also helping travelers maximize their budget.
Thank you for that, Tiffany, for sure. I'm thinking to myself, so you've heard some of the discussion, Mona. I want to know, what have you identified as some of the main challenges that you've encountered, besides, of course, the fire and relocation? What are some of the other challenges that you've had to overcome in terms of driving business to your restaurant?
Always you have to stay consistency, and when everything went up, our ingredients, we couldn't, increase the price. It's so hard. We have to go all the way to Minnesota to get our ingredients.
Wow.
Very challenging. And, everybody else say, when you increase the price, and people, had the second thought, but just we have to, just stay consistency. Don't change anything. We couldn't change our menu. We couldn't, dilute the ingredients. We have to stay consistent. That's why we get the traffic. That's, it's very challenging, but we offering different things. It's not only Somali food. They come in here. They come in for, they don't have to go to Somalia. They can come to Safari, just enjoy the tea and see, the culture, the music. So we're part of the community. So we have to stay consistent.
Okay, absolutely. Now, one of the things, and Tiffany, you could probably jump on this too, because certainly we know that, as Jimmy McMillan would say, the rent's too damn high. We've heard that, okay? So we certainly do know a restaurant like Sylvia's, they own the real estate, okay? A restaurant like Red Rooster German, you own the building. So is that a thing that restaurants need to also look at, investing in their real estate so they can control the narrative?
Well, I think that's a hard question to answer. I mean, that's dependent on so many factors, and I've obviously never operated my own restaurant, but that it's hard work, and often your margins might be thin, but I think every restaurant has to kind of make that decision for themselves, where they want to be located. Can they afford to rent the kind of space that they want to rent, or can they buy the kind of space that they want to buy? So I don't think there's necessarily any one right answer. I think it really just kind of depends on what the goal is for your business.
Okay, got you. Thank you for that. And Susanna, so you heard what I just said, but I also want to know, I want you to answer that first, but then the other thing would be, with the FDBA, are there some restaurants or businesses not necessarily located on FDBA, but adjacent or nearby that are members?
There are a couple,
Okay.
but mostly it's on Frederick Douglass Boulevard. But yeah, we're reaching out a little bit around FDB. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's a pretty tight community right around here.
Beautiful. Because I remember a woman, Nakoa, who was having this Harlem Park to Park. That would be, some of the in the neighboring that would touch the park, and having them included in that discussion. But no, I see what you're saying, because I'm thinking about Mona, and I'm thinking about Safari, which is almost like on an island to themselves. You know, with you need support. Support is a good thing for advocacy and just, you know, sharing common war stories. So I see what you're saying in terms of bringing some others who may not necessarily be directly on Frederick Douglass Boulevard into the fold, into the mix. But good. Okay. Well, and I'm thinking about you, German. Come on, with Lenox Avenue, they used to have Lenox Avenue sizzles, but beyond that, I haven't really seen anything in terms of real organizing around some of the merchants. Has there been any discussion about that? Maybe starting a merchants association along Lenox?
I'd personally would love to see something like that on Lenox. When the association opened up in Frederick Douglass, I mean, I drooled. I drooled just thinking about the potential of what it could do for Lenox. And I'm constantly sending guests there as guests are finishing their experience at Red Rooster and asking, "Hey, what do I do? It's a beautiful Saturday." I'm like, walk down Frederick Douglass, make a left, and enjoy your experience, because that's exactly what it's going to be. I think Harlem needs a lot more of that. Even doing every 2 weeks on Frederick Douglass, I don't think is enough for Harlem, in my opinion. I mean, that's, in my opinion, it needs to be every weekend, and then extending to Lenox or just any avenues that we can honestly use for our community. I mean, this is our community, essentially.
Gotcha. And you're so right, Jeremy, because I'm even thinking for a minute that, let's say, you have, of course, Setapani on 120th Street. You have Barrawai on 120th Street, you know, in terms of really utilizing that particular energy to drive some more guests to visit and experience.
Right down to Central Park.
You got it.
I mean, you have Central Park on 110, Central Park North. It's a beautiful experience. They just renovated that area of the park.
Oh, yeah.
Adding their brand new pool, beautiful walkways.
That's right. The Davis Center. You're right. Yes.
It is truly an experience. Walking down either Lenox Avenue or Frederick Douglass all the way down to Central Park. That we can definitely capitalize for tourism, for locals, for everyone.
And Jeremy, I'm also thinking about when you guys first opened. Certainly, one of the particular restaurants to benefit from the spillover was Chez Lucien. Chez Lucien, you know, is no longer there, and we got a vacant space right there. Any ideas what might be happening? I keep hearing a buzz that something's coming, but alas, nothing's come yet.
As far as from Red Rooster, no. But I would love nothing more than more restaurants on our strip. I would love something to open up right next to Red Rooster, and just really just drive again more business. And just create a beautiful restaurant dynamic right on that corner and in the central part of Harlem. I'd love to see that. Yeah, it's 4 stories of real estate that's been empty for some time.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. Speaking of which, people on an island. I mean, John, man, 12th Avenue. Like, whoa. How do you continue to do it? Because I think the one that's closest to what's that? Riverside Drive, or what's that? I can't even remember. I guess that's a little bit further, 12th Avenue. There's been nothing there. It's been stops and starts there, as well as, of course, we know our guy Roy Henley and Rita. They moved back to DR and, of course, Ireland. Is there any other changes that are going to be happening there? Because those are certainly destinations that have not just been able to sustain themselves. You're on the mute.
Got me?
Yeah, we got you, buddy.
Okay. Yeah, there's no doubt it's a very unique area. And one of the reasons I went there initially is because we got 3 big barbecue pits. And that I liked that we were not in a neighborhood, because all that would do is get complaints if we were in a neighborhood. Because the smoke, there's a lot of smoke that belches out there, and it goes off into the Hudson. So I didn't want to compromise my cooking. I still like cooking with wood. So that was the perfect location for us. But
Gotcha.
other people, it's always proved difficult because it is such an, it is such an island over there.
Yes, really, destination. You got it. Wow.
Yeah. So when we first opened that, I didn't take reservations. And then after about 2 months, people saying, wow, this is good, but we're not waiting an hour with no other place to go. I was like, I need to put reservations. That was like my first ever reservation restaurant. We
Really?
never took it. Yeah, it was because there was no other place for people to go. So that was a challenge. Someone tells you an hour in other neighborhoods, you can just bounce, go get a drink somewhere else, come back. But there you were kind of landlocked at the time.
Gotcha. And Mona, you heard the discussion and talking about, let's say, partnerships, collaborations, merchants association. Is there anything going on in around 113th Street where you are in terms of, let's say, merchant organizing?
Actually, my husband and a couple of businesses working on St. Nicholas merchant. We're trying to our own.
Okay, good. And it's been some good feedback coming from that?
Yes. And our, landlord is a good friend of ours. He's part of it too, so they're working on it.
Oh, beautiful. Well, good luck. Anything that I can do to assist, you just call me, okay?
Thank you. You've been helpful all the time. You and Trenes from Sylvia.
Thank you. So Night Watchman, it looks like, can you say lightning round?
Yeah, and it's got to be really lightning since we have so many people.
Wow. Okay. Then you know what, Tiffany, we'll start with you. Parting thoughts, how they can get involved, all those things. Go.
Go to our website, NYC.
Oh, your volume went down.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Hardly. Something's going on here.
Let's see. All right, I'm gonna yell.
There you go.
And I'm gonna say, go to nyctourism.com. So for all your listeners, that is where you're gonna find the full list of restaurants, all 600 plus to choose from. And for any restaurants out there who might be listening who want to join us in the winter, give us a call, and you can also reach us through our website. So we'd love to have you.
Oh, beautiful. Night Watchman, was that your technical expertise?
No.
I didn't think so. Anyway, Susanna, tell us what's going on, changes, things we need to look for. Go ahead.
Well, we got the three. We've got Bixi, Asian fusion cocktail bar, live music on Thursdays. Lido, been here for almost 15 years. James
Nice.
Beard Award winning chef, Italian restaurant. And then the Fox. So global sports, good wings, good burgers, good salads. Come see us.
Yes. And I don't want to say, but a nice little after thing after the African American Day Parade breakfast. Yes, I'd come by, do my thing. So yes.
We're always happy to see you, Curtis. Anytime.
Thank you. German, besides your good cocktails, what can I look forward to?
Man, hey, well, you already know when you come in, man. I got a cocktail ready for you. You're smoked black Manhattan, brother. I got you, man.
You revealed me. Why'd you do that? Go ahead. And of course, talk about music.
Yeah, absolutely. We're encouraging guests to come in. Live music every single night starting 7 p.m. Sunday is an all-day program. We have our gospel brunch. We have a jazzy brunch upstairs as well. I mean, come on in. Happy hour at the bar. If I see you, say hi, and I'll make you the best cocktail you've had. So
excellent. Thank you for that. And you know what? I'm gonna go with you, Mona, and Safari. Tell us the hours, all that's happening there. Go ahead. We got you.
Hello? Yes.
Yep. Go ahead, Mona. We can hear you. Can you hear us? Mona, can you hear us? Oh. Okay. Then you know what, John? I'm coming to you now, buddy.
All right, let's conclude this. Man, I think we said it all, but good barbecue, cold beer, got the music coming back. Beautiful summer afternoons on the Hudson. What more do you want?
That's right. There's nothing better. There's nothing better at all. Yes. Mona, and any last thoughts? Yep, we can hear you.
You guys can come try Somali food, Somali
Yeah.
chai. That's our
Yes.
specialty. You don't have to eat, listen to music, the vibe, like you are in Mogadishu, the capital city in Somalia.
Ooh, nice. Night Watchman, you hear that? Mogadishu, buddy.
Yep.
All right. So, Night Watchman, are you ready to take us home?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, all right,
You've been
go
listening
ahead.
to Soul Lounge Prime Time on WHCR 90.3 FM, the voice of Harlem. Also live streaming on YouTube and Facebook. You can always find us on Monday evenings at 6 p.m. on the radio and at 8 o'clock live streaming on YouTube and Facebook. We want to take this opportunity to thank our guests, not only for gracing us with their time and experiences, but for the great work they do in satisfying the hunger of Harlem, New York, and all the tourists that visit. So thank you. Thank you, Tiffany from New York City Tourism. And join us next week when we've got another exciting show.
All I can say is, Night Watchman, well, two things. A, they got off easy because if we had been doing this in person, they would be required to bring some damn samples. Okay, that's one. And then two, based on how they all conducted themselves, Night Watchman, will they be invited back to the cookout?
Yeah, but given the crew here, we're gonna have to feature some barbecue from Dinosaur and some appetizers from all the rest of the. We can't have a cookout without their cooks. So
exactly. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And
thanks, Curtis.
You got it. And Tiffany, good luck on the